did you see this? Now UNC Chapel Hill
Yes.
votes to dismantle DEI. What is this?
Yes, indeed.
What's going on here? Is the money drying up?
Well, in addition to their hundreds of thousands of dollar raver party, which is going to be insane, I'm sure. Even if they only spend a tenth of it, as we've discussed before, they're going to have the party of the century. Yeah, they've dismantled the DEI, so now they're going to be using it on public safety,
which is great.
Which is it's great. I mean, I imagine you're the DEI, like the diversity officer there on UNC Chapel Hill. You're like, oh shit,
more
now
cops.
I have to become a cop.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they took your DEI money for cops,
and they will sell out. They'll try to switch their positions to keep their jobs.
Oh, guaranteed. Well, the police need sensitivity training, Styx. And
exactly.
Training.
They need the HR department to make sure that gluten-free bagels are available for free.
Right.
To make sure that the donuts are halal and kosher and all of these other things. They conform to various religions.
I've often thought that there's a great HR reckoning coming. Like HR departments are largely administrative. They were largely seen as useless for many years. Then times got good. Companies were making more money than they knew what to do with. And so what did they do? They hired employees. They hired administration. They hired more HR people. They hired
exactly.
Right. They hired all these like gender studies people, sensitivity training people, then all this crap. Then they started giving HR people C-level positions where they're like, well, I'm a chief people officer and all this crap when HR people are there for two jobs, hiring, firing people and protecting the company against like employee liability. So writing people up and to make sure that the company doesn't get sued. That's all they had to do. Somewhere along the lines, big HR convinced all these companies that they needed all these employees. I bet you Facebook has more than 20 people in their HR department. Now, to be fair,
probably more than 200.
Yeah, that's actually correct. I was going to say
because they got multiple locations and stuff, so they've got a whole building probably just for HR. And you walk in there and everything is pink, and there's cat pictures everywhere, and it's a little bit like Dolores Umbridge from the 5th Harry Potter book, probably.
Yeah, and they have. So it's funny that So under this policy, the officer's responsibilities include assisting the chancellor with diversity policy and programming, in addition to facilitating training for students and staffs.
So it's basically Grima Wormtongue.
Yeah, right. The senior vice president for UNC System Office Legal Affairs team said the change would reaffirm the university's commitment to non-discrimination and institutional neutrality.
Unless it's discrimination against groups that are not protected, then it's okay.
Well,
and
yeah,
the people that head the HR department, they've all got the problem glasses and the pink hair, and they've got a certain set of genitals, but we're not allowed to misgender them on YouTube. So we'll just say Zier, I suppose.
Right, and they're obese, probably. As a general rule.
No, you're not allowed to say obese, Jeremy. No. It's fat positive.
Yeah, persons of half.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, people of elevated gravity.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they had. Is this the question? This has been a thing in HR for a year now. I reported on, I think, the number of DEI type positions that were open according to like Indeed. I think we're down 40%.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people they're all women. They're all getting laid off because they're making gigantic salaries and they provide no value. And it's like, oh, well, the company profits are a little tighter than usual. We need to cut headcount. Well, where would you start? You're not going to fire the developers or the people that make your product. You're going to fire administration.
What they should do is just fire the janitors that service the HR department and let them clean out their own trash. New company policy. You have to wear a bolo tie and you have to empty your own trash. And I bet that it would become a stinking graveyard very quickly.
Yeah, right. But it would be great. I think you end up having this. I think this is a great thing. Hopefully, they say last fiscal year, UNC Chapel Hill's operating budget. This to give people an idea how much money comes in and out of these colleges.
Holy shit.
$4 billion. There are very few companies on earth that have an operating budget of $4 billion that aren't government.
Well, they're mostly government anyway because they get so many subsidies and grants and stuff like that. That's why the cost is so high.
Well, the money that they had for DEI yearly was $2.3 million.
Cha-ching.
$2.3 million on university DEI programs will now be allocated to police. It's like the perfect stick in the eye. It doesn't get any better than that. Like
that'll hire a dozen beat cops for the entire year.
Right. Send Antifa back on the campus now. You know, get these weirdos building their Chaz, chop, chunk, whatever they call it.
Well, there at UNC, it appears that the students pretty much took it into their own hands when they were, holding the flag up and stuff like that and doing the dude bro thing with the sunglasses. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Like, I think, I think we would both agree if people are just standing there, not ripping down the American flag, just protesting for Palestine, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah. You want to have your garbage cans that you cut in half and made into makeshift shields. I'm going to make fun of you, but I'm going to say that it's totally cool that you're there. But that's not what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were rabble rousing. They were starting fights. They were pushing people around. And one of the least reported things is that a huge percentage of the people that were on these campuses weren't students.
Yeah, they were like antagonists from elsewhere.
Yep. They were either paid agitators, which we know there were several of, or they were local Antifa people or other people. There were very few students.
Was it UNC with that one, or was it New York City, or which university was it with the Antifa Trust Fund baby, the sugar baby, that dude?
That was...
which campus was that?
Columbia, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think Columbia. But yeah, and they're all rich kids.
Daddy gave me money. I can buy you shields.
Yeah, billionaire, sons of billionaires. Like that. Did you see that SNL skit, like roasting them? It was, I
don't watch SNL. I have standards.
Well, I do. I don't watch it either, but I did. I did a little short on, like they had, where is this? I think they had, I'm pumping them out like crazy. Now this guy, like one of the things going on with all these woke college protesters, one of the questions I've had is, aren't they paying like $100,000 a year for tuition?
My part's short.
I just don't understand how their parents would feel after they took out all these loans, or they're working 2, 3, 4,
or maybe
5
it's longer
jobs.
than I thought.
But I thought SNL did an expert job, kind of saying how we all feel.
Nothing makes me prouder than young people using their voices to fight for what they believe in.
It's very encouraging.
Yeah. Alphonse, your daughter must feel so supported when she's out there.
What's that now? when whose daughter is out there?
At the protest.
No, man. You bugging.
Yeah.
Alexis Vanessa Roberts better have her butt in class.
I mean, like...
There is an element of hypocrisy there.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, imagine being a parent. Now, I think we've said this before, like, I suspect most kids in Columbia are not paying their own way. It seems unlikely when you have a tuition that high. Like, you already have to check like every ideological box just to get in, which means you're probably also first in line for most charities and things of that nature.